Picked up one of our red pepper romesco sauces and not quite sure what to do with it? This video's for you. Hi, I'm Allie from Haven's Kitchen, and we're gonna walk you through 5 of our favorite red pepper romesco recipes. The first recipe is a really delicious pan-seared scallops with romesco and crunchy hazelnuts. The next one is a very, very easy savory spring vegetable galette. Much easier than it sounds. The next recipe is a literally 5-minute romesco ravioli. The next recipe is one of my personal favorites. It's the romesco ratatouille with golden raisins. And lastly, an up-leveled avocado toast with romesco and greens. Before we dive into these recipes, be sure to like this video and subscribe so you don't miss out on any of our recipe or tips and tricks videos. Some people call romesco sauce Spanish ketchup because in Spain they put it on everything, mostly on like fried potatoes, roasted potatoes, all sorts of fish, all sorts of meat, everything. If you're wondering what it tastes like, just imagine really, really savory roasted peppers blended with roasted garlic, a dash of vinegar, a little bit of heat, but not really, and mostly just like a sweet, savory, just like finger-licking sauce. The first recipe is a pan-seared scallops with romesco sauce and hazelnuts. This is like a classic flavor combination. The great news for the home cook is we make it kind of easy with just 4 ingredients. So you have nice seared scallops that go perfectly with the romesco sauce. It's kind of like a meaty, sort of juicy scallop with a savory romesco. And then we add in these toasted hazelnuts just for this like little pop of crunch and a little bit of nuttiness at the end. This is one of those dishes where you look like a rock star if you make it for your friends, but it actually took you 5 minutes and just a few ingredients. The second recipe is our savory spring vegetable galette. This is one of those like amazing dishes that looked incredibly beautiful for like a brunch or any sort of gathering that you're having. We use pre-made phyllo dough, so it really takes all the hard work out. You spread out the dough, you make a beautiful sort of creamy base with the romesco, and then any spring vegetable, but especially asparagus, look particularly beautiful on this one. The next recipe is our 5-minute romesco ravioli. So the thing about romesco sauce is that you can swap it in for a marinara or a ketchup or a sauce, a condiment. You can toss grains with it. In this case, we're using it straight up as a pasta sauce. We're just using a little bit of butter to kind of thin it out. You don't need to, but basically you take store-bought ravioli, you toss it with our romesco, you can add butter or not, and dinner is done. Next up, we have our romesco ratatouille with golden raisins. This recipe is one of my favorite ways to eat vegetables, especially eggplant. The sauce goes perfectly with tomatoes and peppers and onions and eggplant. Great combination. Then you add in these little sweet golden raisins. They're kind of plump, they're kind of juicy, they add a little sweetness. All comes together really, really quickly. It's a vegan and a gluten-free meal. Lastly, we have our avocado toast with romesco and greens. Now, there's no question that avocado toast doesn't have to be a whole to-do, but if you want to just add a little bit of zazz to it, we suggest using the romesco sauce. It pairs perfectly with like a nice piece of toast and the creaminess of the avocado, and then just to add a little bit of like flavor, a little bit of like herbaceousness, a little bit of nutrients, throw in some microgreens and a little bit of olive oil and salt at the end. If any of these recipes sounded good to you or you made them and you enjoyed them, please definitely comment in the comment section down below. We love reading your comments. All of these recipes had one very important thing in common. They used this sauce to cut out a lot of the shopping, a lot of the chopping, and a lot of the cleaning. So our goal is to really get you from like 0 to dinner in 15 minutes and feeling really good about it. A couple of these recipes highlighted how you can also use the romesco sauce for breakfast, right? Eggs, avocado toast, potatoes. You don't need to only use it at dinner time. If you're looking for our red pepper romesco sauce, make sure that you're looking in the refrigerated section of your local grocery store. And if you can't find it in a store near you, just go to our website, type in your zip code, and you'll find it on our store locator. Thank you so much for watching. We're here to help, so definitely comment with any of your cooking questions about romesco sauce or really anything having to do with the kitchen. We're here to help and cook happy.